is a story. Hi everyone, welcome to your February Alchemy Scope. You are indeed transmuting from lead to gold. Your energy is refining, your stories are refining. Let's take a look at, as we look at this beautiful rainy day, let's take a look at the Sabian Symbol imbued at the new moon point happening this month on the 27th of January, Friday, at 4:06 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This new moon point is the point that the Alchemy Scopes follow. So let's look, what is the Sabian Symbol that's living at the 8-degree 15-minute point in the zodiac wheel. This is a flag is seen turning into an eagle. That's the symbology. Dane Rudyard's keynote is the dynamic incorporation of new social values in individuals who exemplify the spiritual potential and greatest significance of these values. He goes on to explain, to see the new archetype, to perceive the new standard of value with one's mind is not enough. The seer must become the doer. The impersonal is dynamized and brought into focus. We have here the acting out of the vision. Everyone, what this is talking about is the ideal becoming real, the archetype in the mind becoming the actuality in physical 3D reality. That is the symbology imbued. It means that the month ahead is going to be living in the energy of bringing the new form of individual, bringing the new form of society to a new level. Now, we also are moving into a new Chinese year, and this is the year of the rooster, okay? Now, I'm reading here from my archetypal profile definitions for the rooster. So when you imagine a rooster and you imagine the quality sets of the rooster, you can imagine energy, a vocal nature, a being who is efficient and who is assertive. So if you are a rooster, so if your Chinese zodiac sign is a rooster, you would have the embedded quality sets, the encoded qualities of efficiency, somebody who is methodical and resilient and resourceful. You would naturally be, at your basis, a resourceful strategist. Roosters are dominant and highly communicative by nature. The archetype is inherently intense, outspoken, honest, outgoing, and industrious. Now, it's important for us to understand that this year of the rooster is going to imbue these qualities. So we're going from the year of the monkey into the year of the rooster. So there is going to be an intensity, there's going to be an outspoken nature, a verbal nature, and an assertive nature, a dominant nature that's coming forward. And I think that's happening at all levels, within the individual and within the societal whole, within humanity. So let's move on now to the individual readings and see what is activated for you this month. Pisces, welcome to your February alchemic growth process. What narratives are unfolding for you this month? So you can see here that we have the circle and the square. This is replicating or representing the bifurcated path, the two branches of the Pisces path that I discussed in the January Alchemy Scope. So feel free to dive into the January scopes if you'd like to learn more. But in the meantime, please meditate on circle square and choose one. Choose the one that you're most resonant with. Okay, and in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle here your Carolyn Mace archetype cards. And this is going to be, as it always is, the main growth edge for each path. Okay, so I'm going to let you meditate on your circle or square. Pisces square, Pisces square. And Pisces circle. Okay, so we're going to turn those and see what they see, what they say to us. Engineer and father. Okay, so we're going to talk about those after we look at the spreads, but that gives you an idea. So engineer for square, father for circle. Okay, so I'm going to do the reveal. And we're going to start here with the squares. This is the Brawl-to-Lay deck, the yellow border. This is the Siri deck. In the middle of each, I have a tarot card. This is from the Druid Craft. So let's start with the center square. Firstly, what I'll say about the bifurcation is this. In all the readings that I've been doing in January and throughout so far February, it's been the same implication, which is that the narrative is essentially the same for both branches of the path, but there's different details. There's a different nuance to each. So this bifurcation is representing essentially a right and left brain orientation for the narrative that's unfolding and how it's being dealt with, or how it could be dealt with, or the attitude around it. So you're going to understand more as we go forward. So the Six of Swords reversed is coming up for the Pisces squares. And it's coming up with these other cards, which we'll look at. Six of Swords upright is about moving from a turbulent situation into a calmer situation. When the Six of Swords is reversed, it means that you can't quite leave yet. That there's stuff that you have to deal with, mental stuff, because it's the swords. This has to do with the mind. So there's mental story, narrative, wound, shadow that you have to deal with in whatever situation that you're currently in, okay? Now, the Brawl-to-Lay is bringing us 4 cards: synchronicity, new birth, teacher, and laughter. Now, this laughter doesn't have to be joyful laughter. It could be sarcastic laughter, almost like with whatever's going on, which we'll talk about the rest of the spread, the synchronicity with new birth and a teacher, perhaps a guru of some sort, that there's some amusement around it. And you can't quite leave yet. You have to continue the process of working with either the teacher that you're currently working with or whatever growth lessons you're currently going through. So whatever teaching situation is growing you at this time, you're laughing almost out of maybe exhaustion around it, because maybe perhaps deep in your bones that it's synchronistic, it is aligned, and it's bringing you new birth of some sort. The reason why I have that skew on it is because the Six of Swords came up reversed. If it were upright, there would be laughter in an amusement state, but perhaps that's not the case, because here we can see that growth is slowing down. So for the Pisces squares, there is new birth that's at hand, but it's not quite moving as quickly as maybe you'd like. So there's a slowness that's playing out spiritually. It's part of your cycle. It's part of your growth path right now, that there's a slowness to the process that's at hand. So growth wants to happen. You're feeling it. You're wanting it. The desire is there, but maybe it's going a little bit slower than you'd like. Up at the top, we can see. Now, I'm gonna show you the similarities between these two readings, because perfectly you're receiving some replicated cards in both spreads, in the Siri deck and in the Brawl-Talay. Here you can see releasing. So your thoughts are going to be around letting go, letting things go, releasing, moving, taking some action, or actually relocating and moving house, could be for some of you, and the rightness of it, the dignity of it, the fact that it is right, it's correct, it's aligned, that the letting go happens and that the move happens. It is aligned, okay? So your thoughts are oriented, squares, around there's goodness in what's playing out. There's goodness in the synchronicity and the new birth that's wanting to come, but there's something that you're having to contend with. You have to, in February, in this Aquarius new moon cycle, which the scopes always go by, there's something that you can't quite leave yet. The growth is slowed. You have to contend with either a shadow element or something in your reality that must be contended with. Here, this is saying giving. So at the foundations of the month, giving is coming up. This has to do with charitable giving. It has to do with giving of your energy. It has to do with maybe giving away, because you have releasing up here. So it could be that releasing things, giving away things in order to move to the right action is at hand, and that's what's maybe the delay. Okay. Now, if we go over here to the circles, we have, and we'll talk about the archetype cards at the end. So here you can see in the center for the circles is the Two of Pentacles reversed. Two of Pentacles upright is about kind of the playful game of keeping your money and your security afloat, but it's in delicate balance. When it's reversed, it means that there could be financial loss, that something's dropped, the bottom's dropped out. And so there's something creating a great imbalance now. Perhaps, okay? In the center, again, I just want to point this out, you have new birth here. You also had new birth in the squares. So there is new birth. Now, for Pisces, the middle, this kind of, let's say, loss, lack of money that's coming up here, has to do with your skill set, your work, maybe the crafts, the skills, your particular talents and abilities. Your intention is to use your skills. In February, you want to use it, but there's some other choice that you're having to make. Perhaps a new birth is having to be, you want to use your skills, but you're having to make another choice with regards to something new, because perhaps something fell. Money is falling, money's collapsing. It could be that there's a loss at hand that is severe, okay? So new birth is wanted, but maybe another choice is playing out with regards to your work, your security. There's some choice that's being made with regards to a lack of money. So you're making an adjustment, okay? But again, I want to point out, new birth is in both spreads for both Pisces. So, and again, I want to point this out. At the base of this reading, you have the release card. Here's the release card. Here's the release card. So in both you have new birth, in both you have releasing. The difference is in the center of the squares, you have kind of this synchronistic new birth with teacher. Maybe becoming teacher. There's something teaching you something. You're having to stick around to learn that you have to maybe let stuff go. Here, it's almost like oriented or from the perspective of your skill set. What you can give, in other words, the circles. So the circles are feeling more relaxed. Those circles are feeling more relaxed and more at ease with maybe what's naturally calling to occur. And in fact, it does have to do with some sort of a release. Now, it could be material possessions release, a release of something that is drawing too much money from your account. Again, this came up reversed. So it could be that something is causing a great financial imbalance and you have to release it. You have to let it go. And it's calling now. This is the month. So February, you're going to feel it, right? But the circles are feeling a bit more relaxed with it. Spiritually, there is some darkness around it. You're feeling some negativity about it. Joy, courage, and darkness are all coming up. And to be quite frank with you, I think that all of them are going to be activated within your spiritual structure. So you're going to be feeling moments of joy. You're going to be feeling moments of, yes, I can do this. It's okay. I'm trusting it. It's fine. And I think there's also going to be moments, throughout the month of February punctuated with, oh, for the love of God, So there's going to be some negativity arising in the month of February. Now, if we look emotionally for the circles, we have mission of the soul. Now, I have to tell you, in every spread I've done thus far for February, this card has come up. It's not an accident. It is totally coordinated. Everybody is going to be starting to align with a deeper connection to their soul story. Okay. So again, if you want to learn about your soul print, if you want clarity on this, connect with me via my website, thealchemyofholism.com. Okay. So mission. So you're going to be feeling more aligned perhaps with a bigger story for you. Okay. In your life. It also has to do with structure and foundation, Pisces circles. So this can be house, it can be home, it can be location, it can be your safety and security. So it could be that you're feeling that your mission in February, like your deeper goal for your life is on your mind and in your feeling set, because this is in the emotional sector, but also that your mission for the month might be on security. Okay. Now here, there's a break and a separation that has to occur in order to manifest balance. Do you see what's happening here? Releasing is needed in order to upright this Two of Pentacles that's been upturned. Okay? Indeed, your goal is safety and security. There's some break that's necessary. And by the way, this could be an ego separation. This could be a break from relationships, but because the structure card is here, it really does for a lot of you out there have to do with your physical reality, your home, your basis. And the mission is structure to do the break in order to regain balance. Okay. Now, beautifully, mentally, you're going to be trusting in things. You're going to be trusting maybe in the processes that are happening. Just like in the squares with synchronicity coming up, there is going to be some level mentally where you're going to be believing. The circles are going to be in a belief set of trusting and being in a state of openness, receptivity, love. Okay? You're going to understand and be thinking about and be focused on, your mind will be focused on trust of the process. And for the squares, again, releasing movement, dignity. There's still aligned action that's in the thought processes of the squares as well. Okay. Now let's take a look at the growth edges. So specifically for the squares, engineer is coming up for you. Let me read it. So the shadow aspects, Pisces, is reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. That's what's wanting to be let go, released, and moved beyond. What's wanting to happen this month for you is the ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Okay? The ability to give creative energy a practical expression. The talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. The world as a whole has many dilemmas right now. We are in a world full of deep process. And Pisces, we're moving into this is your time. This is your time. Indeed, the precession of the equinoxes is at 6 degrees Pisces right now. So right now, kind of the point of the precession, so in Vedic astrology, the 0 point is actually at 6 degrees Pisces. And we are still in the Piscean age. You know, we're not in the Aquarian age yet. That's not going to be for a few hundred more years, 400 more years. So this is the time for Pisces, right? So be the one to be the engineer with your issue, with the need for release, with the need maybe for movement. There's something that needs to be addressed. That's what's keeping you stuck. So Father. So with regards to the circles, the growth edge for you this month is Father. And the shadow attribute is dictatorial control, abuse of authority. Now listen, yes, that is the name of the game in the world right now. So the patriarchy is doubling down, so to speak. And so this, as it lives within you and as it lives within the collective, because it's both and always, this is needing to be addressed. So as you hold within your cells, within your story, within your soul structure and narrative, your soul print, as you are a dictatorial person, as you strive to control situations, as you abuse authority, because we all do that within at some level, as you do that to yourself, it's needing to be released and let go. It's needing to be healed, seen, and confronted. What's wanting to be grown is the talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So becoming a positive role model is the growth edge for you this month. Okay? Beautiful. So Pisces, I also have pulled your I Ching narrative message for the month, as I always do, and your Dakini to give you your optimal embodiment for this growth cycle for you. So to see those and to learn about ordering your 2017 evolutionary story video forecast, please go to my website, www.thealchemyofholism.com/library. Okay. So I wish you all a powerful month, an empowering month, a remembering month, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.